We're now here with Chris from the York team for fencing. Hiya Chris, how are you doing? You looking forward to your game later?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. We've been training hard and we're confident.
What do you think about your competition?
Great, yeah. They've got a few scary people out there, but I think we've got quite a lot of depth. I think we've got a good chance.
Could you define scary for us non-fencing people who don't really know what that means?
Well, over the three swords, for a competition you actually have to have it over 3 swords, and we're quite strong on a couple, but on sabre we're a bit weaker, and we know they're quite good on it, so we think it's going to be a close one, but we're looking forward to it.
Alright. Yeah, what does it take to be good at fencing, and what advice would you give other people who want to fence?
You need timing and distance, and a bit of accuracy, and a bit of aggression as well. It always helps.
That distance ties in with the fact that you guys are tied up to strings, aren't you?
Yeah.
Could you explain that a little bit, because I've never seen that happen before.
Well, for each sword there's a different part of the body that's target area, and to define whether it's been a point or not, it has to be done by electrics. So that's the reason why. But now it's all starting to move on to wireless, but we're sort of in the past here, so we're starting to use wires.
Oh wow, that sounds brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time, and good luck later on.
Cheers, thanks.
We're here with the captain of the Lancaster fencing team, Richard. Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, and it's been good, thanks. It's a good day's fencing so far.
So how many games have you played?
So far, the men's B team have only done 1 weapon, which is foil. We're moving on to the second weapon, sabre, and at the end the third weapon, which is épée. So far, York are leading in the foil, but hopefully we aim to pull it back in the sabre and the épée.
How much are they leading by? Are you a bit daunted by that? As captain, you know, it must be a scary thought.
Not terribly, because it works on the basis of weapons as opposed to points. So they're 1 weapon up. If we win the next 2, by no matter the margin, then we should be fine, and we'll be gaining the points for Lancaster.
That sounds brilliant. Could you tell me a bit about the rules of fencing? Because that's something most people don't really know about, you know, the nitty-gritty kind of details.
Yeah, of course. In foil and sabre there's an important rule called right of way, where if both fencers hit at the same time, the one that went first will get the point.
Right.
And the way to lose the right of way is to take a parry. So if a fencer attacks, gets parried, then the other fencer riposts, which is the return action. They would win the point even if they're struck together, because they would have the right of way, like tennis, like where the ball's going.
Wow, that's quite complicated. So it's a lot more complicated than it seems then, fencing. Underestimated a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, if you watch fencing, you'll see like a flurry of blades and someone will get a point. But to actually try and learn it, and to even tougher, try to perform it, try to do it yourself, then you've got to really figure it out. You've got to really keep it in your head, and that's why they call it physical chess, because you have to think what your opponent's doing and respond perfectly.
Wow, physical chess, that sounds interesting. So ladies, if you're looking for your knight in shining armour, you know where to come. Here he is, Richard Moxon, captain of the fencing team. We're now in the gym watching the women's fencing, as you can see going on behind me. It's going to be an intense game. Let's go check it out and see what people think. We're here with James Crouch from York University on the male fencing team. Can I ask, what are your views on the female fencing that we've just watched?
I think the women's teams are a lot more evenly matched this year. Definitely. Last year Lancaster were very strong, but this year I think we've put together a much tougher team.
So any predictions on who's going to win it?
It's looking very, very close at the moment. Women's York are ahead in the foil slightly and lost slightly in the sabre, so it's going to all come down to the épée. Probably just a matter of points as well.
Is the épée like a weapon, or
yes,
is that the last weapon?
Last blade they'll be fencing.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant. So how's the men's been going? Any predictions on that?
Men's second is is going pretty well. York are ahead in sabre and are ahead very convincingly in foil. So again, there just remains the épée, but it's already looking like an insurmountable mountain for Lancaster. Sorry.
Oh well, someone's got to win. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Have a good day. Hi, we're here with Lottie from York's fencing team. Hiya, how are you doing?
Fine, fine.
Pretty tired? Have you played in many games today?
This is my first, but we've done sabre so far, so now we're on foil, and then we've got épée, and then we're finished.
So what would you say is the strongest weapon?
I'd like to say épée because it's the best, and it's my weapon, but we've just come back from the brink in foil, and we did really well in sabre, so I think overall we're going to win.
Oh, okay, so that's your prediction then? Prediction for York to win over here, but you are from York, so you might be slightly biased. I've heard it's pretty evenly matched this year, and York have... No? No, York definitely a lot better?
No, you've got to keep the optimistic sphere on it, I think, definitely, so...
Oh, well, the best of luck to you. I'm sure you'll do great. Looking pretty tired. Have you played in a lot of games?
Yeah, we've done sabre and foil so far, so that's 6 games for me.
Are you looking forward to the last game? You playing in that one?
Yes, I am. That'll be épée, so it's going to be good fun.
I've heard you guys have high hopes for the last weapon.
Yep, it should be good. We've got a strong team together.
That sounds brilliant. Can I ask you, what advice would you give someone who's going into fencing and never done it before?
Well, come along and just have a go. It's great fun when you start, and you really do get into it. And yeah, just have a go.
We're now here with Alexandro from the Lancaster side. How are you feeling about the game?
Yeah, quite excited and a bit worried now.
Yeah.
I really feel a bit of tension now in this moment. But
can I ask, how did you get into fencing? Because it's a bit of a bizarre sport. It's not your typical kind of football, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I come from Italy, and I have fencing there for 5 years. So when I came here for studying, I discovered there was a fencing club, and I decided to join it.
So is fencing quite common in Italy?
Yeah, it's quite common in Italy. There are 2 or 3 clubs in my town, so...
Oh, that sounds brilliant. Best of luck later on then. My name is Tanya, and we're going to leave the fencing now. The atmosphere has been brilliant. The faces, I mean, I don't know if you can tell behind those masks, but the concentration is absolutely astounding. We're going to head back to the studio now and see what else we can find.